Hello everyone. The topic for today is section formula from chapter coordinate geometry. In this video, we will understand how a line segment is divided internally in a specific ratio and the derivation of the formula for finding coordinates of point of division. In class 10, we will be dealing with internal division only as external division is not part of our course. Let's see how this formula is derived. Over here we see Cartesian plane, x-axis, y-axis, mutually perpendicular axis. There are 2 points A and B. Their coordinates are marked as x1, y1. Coordinates of B are x2, y2. This means position of A on x-axis is x1, and when you locate it from y-axis, position is represented by y1. Same way for B, it's x2, y2. Alright, and then there's another point P which has divided this line segment AB in a specific ratio. That ratio is m is to n. What we have done to derive the section formula, we would draw the perpendiculars from A, P and B. Perpendiculars are drawn which falls on x-axis, and further from A another perpendicular is drawn on the previously drawn perpendicular such that ACP is a triangle. In fact, it is a right angled triangle. Similarly, consider this triangle BDP. Even this one is a right angled triangle having 90-degree angle at D. Now, we need to understand and apply the concept of similarity for triangles ACP and PDB. If I say these two triangles, I am talking about triangle ACP and triangle PDB. These two triangles are similar. For similarity, minimum 2 angles are required. Any 2 angles of this triangle, if are equal to corresponding angles of another triangle, triangles would become similar. Let's see which angles we have. In ACP, we see angle C, and in PDB, we see angle D. So this is each 90. Hence, they are equal because it's 90-degree angle. And then look at this. 2 perpendiculars falling on another perpendiculars are parallel. So these two are parallel. It means angles over here, let it be angle 1. Okay. Yeah, let it be angle 1 and this is angle 2. Angle 2 and angle 1 are equal. These angles are corresponding angles. Corresponding angles are equal. Which rule is it? By AA similarity rule, we can say triangle ACP is similar to triangle PDB. And you know, once triangles are similar, we can say the sides are divided in the same ratio. Which sides? AC is to PD. AC upon PD will be equal to PC upon BD. PC or CP, one and the same thing, upon PD. Okay, CP upon this DB. And finally, AP upon BP. AP upon BP. AC, another way, another trick to write the ratio of sides is, Symbolically, once you have written triangles similarity, pick the vertices in a row. If it is AC, from the other end it has to be PD. AC upon PD. If it is CP, from here it's DB. From here, if we have taken AP, AP upon PB or BP. Okay. Now let's represent AC PD in terms of coordinates. Which coordinates? x1, x and x2. Same way, represent these sides PC and BD in terms of coordinates y1, y and y2. Representing AC in terms of coordinates, we know value of AC is actually equal to this distance, and this distance is total, which is x, minus this, which is x1. So if I say AC is x minus x1 upon PD. What would be PD? PD, position of D. Total x2 minus P's location was x. So this is x2 minus x. Now when you talk about CP, position of P is y. From origin it's y units. Minus what? Minus this distance. What is this distance? Its distance from origin is y1. So y minus y1. And denominator is dB. dB's length. Total, which is y2. You can check from here, y2 minus D's location on y-axis is y. So this would be y2 minus y. And it is finally equal. These two ratios are equal to what? It is AP upon BP. What was AP? AP is a ratio. Which ratio? It's M upon BP, which is N. Now what we need to do to derive, because we are actually looking for the coordinates of this point P, which has coordinates x and y. We want to represent x and y in terms of all these coordinates x1, x2, y1, y2, and checking its effect with the ratio. If I want to look for x, I'll be picking first ratio and comparing it with m is to n. So for that, it's x minus x1 is compared with, this is x minus x1 upon x2 minus x equals to m is to n. Next step is, okay, n is multiplied by x minus x1. Equality comes as such, then m would be multiplied by x2 minus x. Let's do the multiplication. This becomes n into x would be nx minus nx1 equals to mx2 minus mx. Now bring the terms containing x on one end. It would be nx plus mx equals to mx2. This is minus. When it goes to the other end, it becomes plus nx1. And in the next step, you would be taking x common. X comes common, it's n plus m equals to mx2 plus nx1, and final step would be, so x coordinate of this point is represented by mx2 plus nx1 upon sum of ratios n plus m or m plus n. So that's how x coordinate is obtained. For y coordinate, we would be comparing second and third ratios and we'll find the value of y. for y coordinate, now let's take second and third ratios. So it becomes y minus y1 upon y2 minus y, and that is equal to m is to n. Cross multiply, it becomes n into y minus y1 equals to m multiplied by this y2 minus y. Now n into y is ny, n into y1 minus ny1 equals to my2 minus m of y. Bring this term my to the other end, it becomes ny plus my equals to my2 plus ny1, and hence y comes common, n plus m equals to my2 plus ny1, and finally it becomes, I'm writing it here, it becomes y equals to my2 plus ny1 upon m plus n. So this is how even y coordinate is calculated. For x it was mx2 plus nx1 upon sum of ratios, and for y it is my2 plus ny1. You can just remember it this way: m is multiplied by second set of coordinates, n is multiplied by first set of coordinates. That's the easy way to remember. my2 plus ny1 upon sum of ratios, and for x it was mx2 plus nx1 upon sum of ratios.